Ninjago is one of LEGO's most profitable brands, and we have gotten a lot of sets that have been made, but in this case, what could have been made. Today, let's look at some things that LEGO should have made. Remember, this list is strictly my own opinions, but feel free to leave your own down in the comments section. Let's get into it. I figured I'd start this list off with something small, and this set was the first thing that came to mind. The Kai Fire Dragon is meant to be a small representation of his elemental dragon, but if you look at Zane, Lloyd, and Jay's elemental dragons in their set form, it makes you wonder why Kai's elemental dragon doesn't have its own set, let alone being a big one. Same goes for Cole's elemental dragon. Why are Zane, Lloyd, and Jay's elemental dragons big, but not Kai and Cole's? It's like LEGO had a group of excellent developers putting time and effort into building Zane, Lloyd, and Jay's elemental dragons, but then some jackass decided to make Kai and Cole's dragons small by assembling small pieces and calling it good. To me, Kai's elemental fire dragon is a rushed, deliberate mess concocted by a group of lazy developers who convinced LEGO to give it the green light. We deserve a Kai elemental dragon that looks like this. Same goes for Cole's elemental dragon. Put some effort into it. Despite it being in one episode of the pilot season alone, it played a significant role as it contained the nunchucks of lightning with the lightning dragon, aka Wisp, guarding it. I mean seriously, LEGO made Wisp, but in my opinion, not in the set that he deserved to be in. Looking at the fire temple which houses the sword of fire and flame, it would make more sense to have a floating ruin set that has one end of a large nunchuck with the nunchucks of lightning on top, including Jay on a glider and Wisp. But nope. We got a skulking copter that has not been seen at all in any of the pilot episodes from what I've seen. It probably wouldn't look cool, but I can assure you a floating ruin set definitely would have been better than this. The Royal Palace played an essential role in the Sons of Garmadon storyline, but it never made it into set form. It was the home of the royal family and housed the Mask of Deception. Hutchins and the royal guards were also inhabitants of the palace. Ultimately, the Sons of Garmadon attacked and destroyed it while stealing the Mask of Deception. I can see why LEGO skipped this set when comparing it to the other sets we got, because it would have been hella expensive, but for something with as much screen time as this, it's surprising that they skipped it. It wouldn't be too hard to make though in my opinion. You would just have the Emperor and Empress minifigures, possibly a Harumi minifigure in her civilian clothing, Lloyd, Kai, Cole, Jay, Zane, Nia, Hutchins, Minister E with the Mask of Vengeance, Ultraviolet, a few SOG bikers, and some royal guards, and you have everyone present during the attack. You could also make a small size rendering of the building with the walls, and you would have a royal palace set that would cost over $100 to $200. And yep, my point, hella expensive. Sure, it would have been expensive, but it's something worth being made. But at least we have the Temple of Resurrection set as part of the palace. Borg Tower is something that I can understand LEGO skipping. In the show, it's 100 stories tall, and it would have had to be a pretty big set if done right. But come on, it's still awesome. It's one of the most frequent headquarters and one of the most important places, especially since it's debuted and rebooted. It's where the ninja got the Technoblades and their new suits, it's where they fought the Overlord in the Digiverse, it was the Overlord's main headquarters, and it housed the Mask of Vengeance until the Sons of Garmadon stole it. It also served as Emperor Garmadon's throne in Season 9. However, this isn't something I would expect LEGO to make despite its importance. Okay LEGO, where was this thing? It played a huge role in Season 2. It housed the Helmet of Shadows and counted down the final battle. It was an actual celestial masterpiece. Why would LEGO pass an opportunity like this? I honestly have no idea why this wasn't even made. The Garmatron was made, even though it's too small whatsoever for me to consider calling it the Garmatron. The Celestial Clock could have included Lord Garmadon, the Overlord in his spirit form, and a few members of the Stone Army. It could have easily fit the $50 to $60 slot, while a bigger, better version of the Garmatron would have been around $70 to $80. Both probably would have been the exact same size as in Season 2, but nope, two missed opportunities there. But the Celestial Clock would have been a cool set to pick up. Doesn't that sound familiar? Ed and Edna's Junkyard is one of the most frequently visited settings that should at least be a small set. The only Ed and Edna minifigures we got were from the LEGO Ninjago movie, and that got me thinking, okay, if we have them in their LEGO form, why not their Junkyard? Another missed opportunity by LEGO, but then again, this list is about missed opportunities. The Preeminent served, and it's argued by some, as the main antagonist of Season 5, but for some reason, she never made it into set form. Based on her appearance alone, the design is pretty simple, and it could have been made easily. The Preeminent set could have included her, some ghosts, Moro, and Lloyd in Garmadon's robes, with some buildings from sticks. As important as the Preeminent was in Season 5, the fact that we don't have a set form of her is head-pounding to say the least. The Lost City of Oroborous played an important role in Season 1. It was used as the Serpentine's base, and it was where the Great Devourer was awoken. Despite its importance, we never got anything close to it in set form. LEGO could have easily made it look like the Dragon Pit, which would have included the Great Devourer statue for the Fang Blades, an arena built at the bottom, and maybe some stands for the Serpentine. Overall, this would have been a very cool set, and we kinda got a statue version of it, but it's a very poor representation and an utter letdown. The only ninja elemental dragon that we don't have in set form is Nia's. Sure, her elemental dragon was seen for a short time in Season 6, and half of it in her fusion dragon form, but still, LEGO seems to be avoiding a Nia-based set with her own elemental water dragon. We have Kai, Cole, Jay, Zane, and Lloyd having their own elemental dragons, if you count Kai and Cole's as real elemental dragons, but Nia's is nowhere to be found. Maybe we can finally get the elemental water dragon once 2019 rolls around, or in Ninjago Legacy, or in whatever installments we get. Now, before I get into my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Dragon Hunter Jet. These jets have been seen throughout Season 9 in the realm of Vonian Dragon. They're pretty simple vehicles that I can understand skipping, but if LEGO had made them, it could have easily fleshed out the Dragon Hunter's arsenal, which really isn't much. This would have at least costed under $20. The Digital Overlord. The Ninja fought the Overlord in the Digiverse to reboot the system and destroyed the Overlord virus. It would have been cool if we had a set that included the activation port, the Ninja harnessing Lloyd's golden power, and a standard minifigure of the Digital Overlord. At best, this set could have ranged from $30 to $40. The Frozen Wastelands. As I said before with the Floating Ruins, the Ice Dragon, aka Shard, deserved to be in a set that included at least the Frozen Wasteland Shrine and a stand to put the Shurikens of Ice in place. This could have at least be a $20 to $30 set. Cole's Elemental Earth Dragon. Just like Kai's Elemental Fire Dragon, Cole's Elemental Earth Dragon deserves to be made by a group of developers that actually care and have it around the size and at least look more accurate to the show. A set like that would have been $30 just like Jay's Elemental Dragon. What can I say? The Overlord's dragon form takes the #1 spot on this list because he looks like an actual badass in his original form. It's impossible to think that LEGO will send Ninjago off without giving us an Overlord in his dragon form besides his Golden Master and his Legacy form. I've seen tons of custom-made Overlord dragon set designs online, and they look like something LEGO would make. I would have preferred the Overlord instead of the Golden Dragon set. They should have scrapped it and made the Golden Dragon versus the Overlord as a set instead. Not that one. Just make the top part of the Garmashon Fortress, Lloyd's Golden Dragon, the Overlord, Corrupt Cole, Jay, Zane, and Nia, Kai, and Lloyd, and you have a set that people would actually want to buy. Since we will be getting remakes of the older seasons in early 2019, aka Ninjago Legacy, we might have an Overlord in his set form. Anyways guys, those are just my list of the top 10 LEGO Ninjago sets that should have been made. Let me know what you guys think. In the comment section, tell me your top 10 sets that you wish could have been made, and don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe. Also, if you have any video suggestions, then comment what you want to see with hashtag suggested video incorporated somehow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.